evening, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. 7:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, November 16, 2021. Let's go take a look at the disclaimer. This isn't financial advice. This is educational. Click the subscribe and the bell. Be notified when the videos come out, as well as share the video. Thumb it up for RLC or iExec. Wall Street Tra 12. It's a link below the video. It's a Twitter link. Meet me on Twitter for intraday updates, but meet me here right now. We're here to talk about RLC. Now, our RLC is around 409 right now. We just want to pull this up just to set everyone's baseline view of the big picture. The big picture is that we are in a giant ascending channel right now. And this channel right now, where we're at, the channel's at 370 on the low end. So we're going to continue to monitor this, and we're going to drill into this and take a look at some of the very recent price action driven on the back of Bitcoin. Now I'm going to go in right now. So here we go. Okay, we've also identified not too long ago this broadening wedge, and I highlighted it in red, and the shape is in red as well. We also had a little inverted shoulders pattern, which we did actually almost clear. We had a nice bullish rally on the back of that, but then we pulled all the way down past this ascending broadening wedge, which is bearish. The inverted head and shoulders is bullish. We did pass this line here at around 418, and we melted all the way down to this blue line that I tweeted out last night. I tweeted out before we even hit it, but it was out there last night. Hopefully you guys all saw it. We did hit a low around 380. If we pass 380 again, we could be going down to 365. This is the bottom end of the long-term channel we were just looking at, that bottom yellow diagonal line here. Now, a couple of things to note. We do have resistance right now around 428. We're at 409 right now, somewhere between 428 and 381. We really want to stay above this blue line here. Then it gets sketchy as we get closer to the bottom area. I still think we're going to be okay in the near term. Bitcoin right now is around close to 60,000. We're going to go into that in a second. But first, let's go into RLC Bitcoin, one of the underlying pairs. We are still over this long-term line of support. The support line started back in May of 2021, and we have continued to respect it. Little dippy doos here and there. They don't count. Anyway, so let's get into very clear near-term price action here. We are really close to the bottom here. We have hit lows of around 6,400. It's almost literally 5% from here or so, 6, 7, 8% maybe. So I wouldn't be worried if we went a little below that line, but just know that, you know, we do have dippy doos here and there on that. But we are at 68.42, so effectively 67.50 is rough area of support. Up in the top end, we got 76.55. Well, we've got some more wood to chop with Bitcoin. Now, we're going to go right into Bitcoin right now. Taking a look at Bitcoin, here is the long term. I have recently, today, drawn this price action here as a setup that I think is happening, could happen. It might not happen, and hopefully it doesn't. But if it does, I'll be buying more Bitcoin. Here's the setup. We definitely broke that diagonal yellow line of support around 63,000. We talked about that yesterday. We also broke the 62,000 area on the rectangle. Talked about that also yesterday. Now we have this blue area, which is close to around 54,000. If it makes the break down and we hit 54,000, I think we'd have a nice bounce. Why? Well, because this diagonal line here is actually not just one diagonal line. There's another invisible line of support, which I didn't draw on here because I don't want to muddy this too much. But if you look at the horizontal dotted line, or the dashed line at the 54,000 level, and you go across as I'm going across here, you could see some areas of support here, but then like resistance back here. And there's a little bit more behind that. But effectively, 54,000 does seem to be an area that we can kind of count on here in terms of potential areas of support, resistance, and possibly coinciding with that other blue line of support as well. That would basically reflect the fact that we have a dual line of support on the Bitcoin pair. Something to note, not saying we're going to go down that far, but let's talk about why we went down that far. It was a macro event. The head of China, Beijing, saying that they wanted to shackle and cuff a bunch of Bitcoin miners. 75% of all Bitcoin is mined in China. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean much to me. I say shut them all down and bring them on over here. Because I think anyone, like if they shut 75% of all Bitcoin mining plants out, I guarantee you people will start putting rigs in their backyard, mining the living hell out of Bitcoin. In fact, the head of the mayor is actually talking about creating an industrialized Bitcoin mine plant right here in New York. So more to come on that, but I just think that was a big market mover. In addition to that, I think we needed a pullback and we needed a reason to pull back. This might have been the extent of the pullback, but if we do start breaking 58K, 54K could easily be the next stop. But I think that's kind of the end of the bleed. In the meantime, let's go over to the Bitcoin dominance pair. And we are starting to see some signs of life. It's starting to curl up a little bit. Well, Bitcoin dominance, really started coming up as Bitcoin really plummeted. We were down like 8, 9, 10% maybe. 8% down really means that, Bitcoin's really taking a dump. I mean, Bitcoin dominance didn't go up that much, but it just means that altcoins will go down more than 8% when Bitcoin even goes up a fraction. So just get that in your mind. If Bitcoin dominance stays flat and Bitcoin's going down, well, altcoins go down at the same rate. So Bitcoin going down 8%, altcoins will go down 8%, assuming that Bitcoin is flat. Just keep that in the back of your mind when you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart as you watch the Bitcoin US dollar action. Right now, 380 support, resistance around 430 on RLC. I'm in it for the long term. Hope everyone is too, but speak to your financial advisor. Take care.